Thank you so much for watching this short video on how to impress CLAS, our electronic scoring system. Lectical assessments are a bit different from other assessments you may have taken, so it's worth it to take a couple of minutes to learn a bit about what kind of responses we're looking for. At Lectica, we care about what you know, how you think about what you know, and how well you can use what you know in the real world. Your assessment answers, if you follow the guidelines in this video, will tell us what we need to know, what CLAS needs to know, to give you an accurate score. The most important thing to remember is that we want you to be persuasive. Assume we haven't made up our minds, and it's your job to explain your position so well that we have to agree with you. Before I go on to explain what we mean by being persuasive, here are a few things we are not looking for. First, we're not looking for right answers. If we were asking you a question about functions, we'd be asking when you might need a function to help you solve a real-life problem and how you'd go about deciding which function would be most appropriate. We would not ask you to circle the right answer. Lots of other test developers already know how to do that. Second, we aren't looking for anything fancy. For example, you won't get points for using the biggest words you know. And of course, we're not looking for someone else's work. After all, the feedback you'll receive has been created to support you and your learning, and it won't be useful unless you do your own work. There are three important things we do want to see in your answers: clarity, precision, and explanation. We're big on clarity. This is because, after all, the main point of writing is communication. Being clear means making sure your readers will understand your meaning. Part of what makes a written argument clear is precise language. This means choosing words that help your readers understand your meaning. For example, in response to the question, "Why don't you like Jonas?" you could write, "He's not very nice." This answer isn't wrong, but it doesn't tell us much. Or you could embellish your answer with fancy language by writing, "He recurrently derides the children until they turn on the waterworks." Really? A good rule of thumb to use here is forget the word lists you memorized in school. If a fancier word doesn't make your meaning clearer, use a simple word. You could also write more than you need to make your point, as in, "He often teases the children around him until their sweet, happy faces become sad, hurt faces, and they begin to cry." We don't recommend long-winded answers like this either. You won't get extra points for using more words unless they actually express a new idea. Here's a clear sentence. He often teases the other children until they cry. It's not vague, uses simple language that isn't distracting or unnecessarily fancy, and it gets the point across. But clarity isn't everything. We also need explanations. You can't explain what you don't understand. We didn't make this up. It really is impossible to explain what you don't understand. In fact, as we all know, it can be quite difficult to explain what you do understand. However, even though explaining can be a challenge, we need you to explain all of your answers. This is because without your explanations, we can't determine your real level of understanding. And if your score does not reflect your actual level of understanding, our feedback and recommendations won't be very useful. Here's an answer that's clear and provides an explanation. He often teases the children until they cry. This bothers me because children who are teased can become suicidal or grow up to be bullies. Children should all have a chance to be happy. There you have it. We're looking for persuasive, well-explained answers that are clear and precise. Thank you for taking the time to learn how to impress class. We hope you enjoy and learn from your Lectical Assessment experience.